Welcome to Dollar Side Hustle, your go-to podcast for all things side hustle. Okay, today, we're diving deep into a fascinating concept that can be a real game changer for your side hustle, especially when you're balancing it with a full-time job.
hmm
The power of a clear diary.
It's funny. We often think of diaries as these sentimental journals for teenagers, but they can actually be incredibly powerful tools for productivity and success,
Hmm.
particularly for side hustlers.
I've heard from a lot of listeners that they struggle with finding the time and staying organized when it comes to their side hustle.
Absolutely. And that's where a diary comes in. Think of it like your side hustle command center. It helps you map out those precious pockets of time you have outside of work, allocate them strategically, and most importantly, hold yourself accountable.
So it's not just about jotting down appointments. It's about creating a system for managing your side hustle alongside your full-time job.
Exactly. One of the biggest challenges for side hustlers is context switching. You're going from your 9 to 5 mindset to your entrepreneurial mindset, and that can be mentally draining.
It's like wearing two different hats, and sometimes it feels like those hats are fighting each other.
A diary helps you create clear boundaries between those two worlds. You're designating specific time slots for your side hustle just like you would for any important meeting or commitment.
It's like sending a signal to your brain saying, okay, for the next hour, I'm in side hustle mode.
Exactly. And it also helps you avoid that feeling of overwhelm that so many side hustlers experience. When you have a clear visual representation of your commitments, both personal and professional, you can make more informed decisions about where to invest your time and energy.
I imagine it also helps with prioritization. When you're staring at a blank page in your diary, you're forced to ask yourself, what are the most important tasks I need to accomplish today?
Absolutely. And it's not just about daily tasks. A diary helps you zoom out and see the bigger picture of your side hustle journey.
So it's about planning for the week ahead, the month ahead, even the year ahead.
Exactly. You can use your diary to map out recurring tasks, project deadlines, even seasonality if that impacts your side hustle. It's like having a roadmap that keeps you on track and prevents you from getting lost in the day-to-day weeds.
That's so important because with a side hustle, it's easy to get caught up in the urgent and lose sight of the important.
Right. It's like the difference between being busy versus being productive. A diary helps you focus on those activities that truly move your side hustle forward.
Okay, I'm starting to see the power of this diary thing. But for someone who's already feeling overwhelmed with their full-time job, wouldn't adding another layer of planning just add to the stress?
That's a great question. It's not about creating a rigid minute-by-minute schedule. It's about finding a system that works for you. One that simplifies your life, not complicates it. Even just dedicating 15 minutes each week to planning your side hustle activities can make a huge difference.
So it's more about intentionality than rigidity.
Exactly. And here's a practical tip. Start by identifying those hidden pockets of time in your day that you might not even realize you have. Maybe it's your commute, your lunch break, or even those 15 minutes before bed.
I never thought about using my commute for side hustle planning. I'm usually just listening to music or zoning out.
That's valuable downtime, but even if you just dedicate a portion of your commute to brainstorming ideas or reviewing your to-do list, it can make a huge difference in your productivity.
So it's about being creative with those small pockets of time that we often let slip away.
Exactly. And another thing to keep in mind is that your diary doesn't have to be this elaborate, complicated system. It can be as simple as a notebook or even a whiteboard where you jot down your key tasks and deadlines.
I think what I'm hearing is that it's less about the format and more about the intentionality behind it. It's about making a conscious decision to prioritize your side hustle and giving it the attention it deserves.
That's exactly it. And when you start treating your side hustle with that level of intentionality, that's when you start seeing real progress.
This is all starting to make sense. But how do you actually translate those big, ambitious side hustle goals into manageable actions in your diary?
Well, one strategy I find helpful is to break those goals down into smaller, more achievable tasks. Let's say your goal is to launch a new product in 3 months. You can use your diary to map out the specific steps you need to take each week to reach that goal.
So it's like reverse engineering your goal, creating a step-by-step roadmap in your diary.
Exactly. And it's not just about listing those tasks. It's about scheduling them into specific time slots, blocking off those chunks of time when you're going to focus on those activities.
It's like giving those tasks VIP treatment in your schedule. You're not just hoping you'll get to them. You're making a commitment to yourself that you will.
Exactly. And here's another powerful tip. Use your diary to track your progress, not just your completed tasks, but also your milestones. Those bigger achievements that mark significant progress in your side hustle journey.
So it's like celebrating those small wins along the way.
Absolutely. It's about acknowledging your accomplishments and using that momentum to keep you motivated and inspired.
That makes sense. It's easy to get discouraged when you're focusing on how much you still have to do, rather than how far you've come.
Exactly. By tracking your progress in your diary, you create a visual record of your achievements, which can be a powerful motivator during those inevitable slumps that every side hustler experiences.
I love that. It's like creating a highlight reel of your side hustle journey, reminding yourself of all the amazing things you've accomplished.
And it's not just about celebrating the wins, it's also about identifying those areas where you might be struggling. Maybe you notice a pattern of procrastination around certain tasks, or a lack of progress in a particular area.
So your diary can also be a tool for self-reflection and course correction.
Exactly. By reviewing your diary regularly, you gain insights into your work habits, your strengths, your weaknesses, and you can use that information to optimize your workflow and make adjustments as needed.
This is all starting to feel less like a scheduling tool and more like a personal development tool for side hustlers.
That's a great way to put it, because ultimately, a successful side hustle is about more than just managing your time. It's about managing yourself.
It's about creating a system that supports your goals, your well-being, and your overall success. Wow, I never thought I'd be so excited about a diary.
It's a simple tool, but it can be incredibly powerful when used intentionally. And the best part is it's adaptable to any side hustle, any schedule, and any personality.
I think we've just scratched the surface of this topic. There's so much more to explore when it comes to using a diary effectively.
Absolutely. We'll delve deeper into specific strategies and tips in the next part of this deep dive.
Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll get even more tactical with our diary strategies. But before we go, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Dollar Side Hustle for more insights and inspiration.
And be sure to check out the show notes for links to some awesome side hustle tools that can help you on your journey. Remember, these are affiliate links, so your clicks help keep the Dollar Side Hustle engine running.
Thanks for your support. We'll see you in part 2.
Struggling to make money online? Most businesses fail because they're missing one key piece of the puzzle. This new system can help you earn up to $3,493 with no selling. And it all starts with a free webinar happening in just a few hours. Here's what you'll learn: the exact system that's generated over $23 million online and how to use it yourself, the 3 biggest reasons online businesses fail, how to activate 3 profit levers to start making real money. Don't miss this chance. Visit dollarsidehustle.com/no selling to get started today.
Want to start a side hustle, but feeling stuck on the tech part? You're not alone. Many first-time website owners feel the same. That's where Bluehost comes in. As the top-rated web host, they make things super simple with an easy setup, plenty of features, and budget-friendly plans to help you launch your website fast. Plus, their 24/7 expert support has your back anytime you need help. Head to dollarsidehustle.com/Bluehost now and grab a whopping 88% discount.
Welcome back to Dollar Side Hustle.
We're getting down to the nitty-gritty today. Those tactical diary strategies that can really make a difference when you're juggling a side hustle and a full-time job.
It's about making that diary work for you, not the other way around.
Okay, so last time we talked about using those hidden pockets of time. I've been trying that out on my commute, and honestly, it's been a game changer.
It's amazing what a little focused thinking can do, isn't it? But let's build on that. I'm curious. Have you ever tried time blocking?
Time blocking. I'm not sure. Does that involve, like, literally blocking off time in my diary?
That's exactly it. It might sound obvious, but it's about treating your side hustle time with the same respect you'd give a meeting with your boss. Would you just casually skip that meeting? Probably not.
Okay, I see your point. So instead of hoping I'll magically find time for my side hustle, I actually schedule it in.
Yes. And here's where it gets interesting. Don't just block off any random time. Think about your energy levels throughout the day. When are you most focused and productive?
I'm definitely a morning person. I get my best work done before the rest of the world wakes up.
Perfect. Then schedule those high-energy tasks like writing or brainstorming for your mornings. Save those less demanding tasks like answering emails or organizing spreadsheets for times when you might be feeling a bit drained.
So it's like customizing my schedule to match my natural rhythms.
Exactly. And as you start time blocking, you'll likely discover pockets of time you didn't even realize you had.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 30 minutes during your lunch break or an hour after dinner while everyone else is watching TV.
I usually just scroll through social media during my lunch break, talk about wasted time.
It happens to the best of us. But imagine if you dedicated just half of that lunch break to tackling a side hustle task. Over time, those minutes add up.
Okay, time blocking is definitely going on my list of strategies to try. But what about those days when I have a million things on my plate, both for my job and my side hustle? How do I even know where to start?
That's where prioritization comes in. And here's a technique. I love the Eisenhower matrix. It helps you sort tasks based on urgency and importance.
I've heard of that. But to be honest, I've always found it a little confusing.
It's actually quite simple. You create 4 quadrants. Urgent and important, not urgent, but important, urgent, but not important, and not urgent and not important.
Okay, so I guess those urgent and important tasks go at the top of my to-do list.
Exactly. Those are the ones that need your immediate attention. But here's the key. The not urgent but important quadrant is where the magic happens for your side hustle.
Why is that?
These are the tasks that are crucial for long-term growth, but they often get pushed aside because they don't have a looming deadline. Things like networking, learning new skills, or planning your next big launch.
Oh, I see. It's about working on your business, not just in your business.
Precisely. And by scheduling these important but not urgent tasks into your diary, you ensure that they actually get done instead of constantly being pushed to the back burner.
This is making me realize how much I've been neglecting those strategic tasks.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind and forget about the bigger picture.
It happens to all of us. But with a diary as your guide, you can start shifting your focus from reactive to proactive. It's about making intentional choices about how you spend your time, even when you're feeling pulled in a million different directions.
So time blocking and the Eisenhower matrix are 2 great ways to structure my day and prioritize tasks. But what about staying motivated when the going gets tough? I know a lot of our listeners struggle with that.
You hit the nail on the head. Motivation is the fuel that keeps your side hustle going. And you can actually hack your motivation using your diary.
Hack my motivation. I like the sound of that. How did that work?
One way is by creating what I call progress trackers. These are visual representations of your accomplishments. It could be a simple checklist of tasks you've completed, a chart, tracking your sales growth, or even a journal entry reflecting on your progress.
It's like a visual pat on the back, right?
Right.
A reminder of how far I've come.
Exactly. And those small wins add up over time, leading to those big, ambitious goals you've set for your side hustle.
It's like the saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
And every step you take, every task you complete deserves to be celebrated. That's what keeps the momentum going.
Okay, so I'm tracking my progress, celebrating those wins. But what about those inevitable moments of doubt? Every side hustler has them, right? Those days when you question everything and wonder if it's all worth it.
Those moments are perfectly normal. And here's where your diary can become your secret weapon. Use it to reflect on your journey, not just the tasks, but the WHY behind your side hustle.
So it's almost like journaling, but with a specific focus on my side hustle.
Exactly. Take some time each week to reflect on your successes, your challenges, and most importantly, the lessons you've learned along the way.
I've always thought of journaling as a bit too touchy-feely for me, but I can see how it could be really helpful for staying grounded and connected to my purpose.
It's not about pouring your heart out. It's about having an honest conversation with yourself. Why did you start this side hustle in the first place? What are you hoping to achieve? What are you learning about yourself along the way?
Those are powerful questions, and I bet the answers can be really motivating when you're feeling lost or discouraged.
Absolutely. And by regularly reviewing your reflections, you might even start to notice patterns or insights that can help you make better decisions about your side hustle.
Wow, so my diary is a planner, a motivator, a tracker, A&D, a journal. I'm starting to think this little book might be magic.
It's not magic, but it's definitely a powerful tool when used intentionally. And speaking of tools, let's talk about another game changer for side hustlers, batching.
Batching. I've heard that term before, but I'm not entirely sure what it means.
It's all about grouping similar tasks together and tackling them in one go, rather than switching back and forth between different types of work.
So instead of jumping between writing a blog post, answering emails, and updating social media, I should focus on one type of task at a time.
Exactly. Think of it like this. Every time you switch tasks, your brain has to readjust. It's like hitting the reset button on your focus.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
It's like I never quite get into a groove when I'm constantly switching gears.
Batching eliminates that constant mental juggling. Let's say you need to create social media content for the week. Instead of spreading it out, block off a couple of hours and batch all of your content creation in one go.
So I'm in that content creation zone, and I can knock out a whole bunch of posts without those distracting mental transitions.
Exactly.
Right.
You'll be amazed at how much more efficient you become when you batch similar tasks together. And it works for all sorts of side hustle activities, writing, editing, designing, even packing orders.
I'm definitely going to try batching. It
Hmm.
sounds like a great way to maximize my focus and get more done in less time.
And you can use your diary to plan your batching sessions. Create a batching list where you jot down similar tasks as they come up throughout the week. Then when you have a dedicated block of time, you can refer to your list and tackle those tasks in one efficient swoop.
I love that. It's like having a pre-planned workflow for my side hustle, ready to go when I have those dedicated time blocks. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. Time blocking, the Eisenhower matrix, progress trackers, journaling,
Yeah.
now batching. I'm starting to feel like I have a whole arsenal of diary strategies at my disposal.
And we're just getting started. There's still so much more to explore when it comes to making your diary your ultimate side hustle tool.
Well, our listeners are in for a treat because we're diving even deeper into this topic in part 3. We'll be sharing even more practical tips and strategies for maximizing your diary's effectiveness, from choosing the right format to customizing it to fit your unique needs.
We'll also be sharing some real-world examples from successful side hustlers who have mastered the art of diary management. Stay tuned for part 3, where we'll reveal those secrets to success.
But before we go, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Dollar Side Hustle for more insights and inspiration.
And be sure to check out the show notes for links to some awesome side hustle tools that can help you on your journey. Remember, these are affiliate links, so your clicks help keep the Dollar Side Hustle engine running.
Thanks for your support. We'll see you in part 3.
Tired of the 9-to-5 grind? Check out this new $1,000 per day done-for-you website that generates automated income straight from your phone. It's simple to set up, takes just 15 minutes, and runs 24/7, earning for you while you relax. No experience needed, and it's available worldwide. Ready to start? Visit dollarsidehustle.com/cellphone income today. Want to make $25 to $50 an hour just by writing reviews of apps on your phone or tablet? It's as simple as downloading apps, trying them out, and sharing your honest feedback. No experience needed, just a phone, a tablet, and some basic writing skills. If this sounds like your kind of gig, don't miss out. Paid reviewers are in high demand, and you can start earning right away. Ready to get started? Visit dollarsidehustle.com/review apps and start making money from your reviews today.
Welcome back to Dollar Side Hustle.
We're wrapping up our deep dive into the power of a clear diary for side hustle success.
You know, I have to say I was a bit skeptical at first, but after trying out some of the strategies we've talked about, I'm a total convert.
It's amazing how such a simple tool can have such a profound impact, isn't it?
Absolutely. But I know some listeners might still be wondering how to make a diary actually work for their specific side hustle and lifestyle.
Well, that's what we're here for. Today we're getting into the nitty-gritty of choosing the right diary and customizing it to fit your unique needs.
You know, one question I've been getting from listeners is paper diary or digital calendar app? Which one is better for side hustlers?
That's a great question, and honestly, there's no right or wrong answer. It really depends on your personal preferences and how you like to process information. Some people thrive on that tactile experience of physically writing in a paper diary. They love the feeling of crossing off tasks and seeing their progress in a tangible way.
I can relate to that. There's something so satisfying about physically checking things off a list.
Right. But others prefer the flexibility and accessibility of a digital calendar app. They love being able to sync it across all their devices, set reminders, and even share their schedules with others.
Especially when you're collaborating with team members or clients. Having a shared digital calendar can be a lifesaver.
Absolutely. And then there are those who find that a hybrid approach works best, using a paper diary for daily planning and a digital calendar for long-term scheduling and reminders.
So it's all about finding the system that feels most intuitive and sustainable for you.
Exactly. The best diary is the one you'll actually use consistently. Experiment with different formats and see what clicks.
Okay, so let's say I've chosen my format, whether it's paper digital or a hybrid approach. What are some tips for customizing it to make it a truly effective tool for my side hustle?
One thing I highly recommend is creating dedicated sections or categories within your diary for different aspects of your side hustle.
So for example, I could have a section for content creation, another for marketing, another for client management, and so on.
Exactly. This helps you keep your tasks organized and ensures that nothing falls through the cracks.
It's like having separate folders in your brain for each area of your side hustle.
I love that analogy. And here's another tip. Use color coding or symbols to visually highlight important tasks or deadlines. Maybe you use red for urgent tasks, yellow for tasks that can be delegated, and green for tasks that are on track.
It's like creating a visual hierarchy for your tasks, so you can quickly scan your diary and identify those that require your immediate attention.
Exactly. And speaking of visual aids, don't underestimate the power of using your diary as a brainstorming tool.
So it's not just for scheduling and to-do lists.
Not at all. Don't be afraid to jot down ideas notes or even sketches in the margins or blank spaces.
Your diary can become a capture tool for those random bursts of inspiration that can strike at any moment.
Exactly. You never know when that million-dollar idea will hit you, so having your diary handy can be a lifesaver.
I've also heard from some listeners who are struggling to balance their side hustle with their personal life. They feel like they're constantly working and never have time for themselves or their loved ones.
That's a common challenge, and it's why it's so important to incorporate your personal life into your diary as well. Schedule those non-negotiable personal appointments, just like you would your work commitments.
So block off time for date nights, family dinners, workouts, hobbies, or even just time for relaxation and self-care.
Exactly. And treat those commitments with the same level of importance you give to your work tasks. It's about creating a schedule that supports your overall well-being, not just your side hustle goals.
It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and grind. But ultimately, your side hustle should enhance your life, not consume it.
I couldn't agree more. And here's another tip that might seem counterintuitive, but it's incredibly powerful. Schedule downtime into your diary.
Wait, schedule time to do nothing.
Exactly. It might sound strange, but trust me, it works. Our brains need time to rest and recharge. If we're constantly on, we're more likely to experience burnout and make poor decisions.
It's like trying to run a marathon without stopping for water.
Exactly. So schedule those breaks into your diary, whether it's 15 minutes to meditate, an hour to go for a walk, or even a whole day to just unplug and relax.
So it's about being as intentional with our downtime as we are with our work time.
Precisely. And remember, those breaks aren't just for your physical health. They're for your mental and emotional health as well. When you give yourself time to recharge, you come back to your side hustle with more energy, focus, and creativity.
I'm starting to see the bigger picture here. It's not just about managing tasks and appointments. It's about managing our entire lives, both professional and personal.
Exactly. A diary can be a powerful tool for creating a more balanced, fulfilling, and ultimately successful life.
This has been such an insightful conversation. I feel like I have a whole new perspective on the power of a diary.
It's been a pleasure sharing these insights with you. And remember, this is just the beginning of your diary journey. Keep experimenting, keep refining your system, and keep learning.
And most importantly, don't be afraid to make it your own. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to diary management. Find what works best for you and your unique side hustle.
Absolutely. And don't forget to celebrate those wins along the way. Every step forward is a victory, no matter how small.
Well said. And on that note, I want to thank all of our amazing listeners for joining us on this deep dive into the power of a clear diary for side hustle success.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and are feeling inspired to take your side hustle to the next level.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Dollar Side Hustle for more insights and inspiration.
And be sure to check out the show notes for links to some awesome side hustle tools that can help you on your journey. Remember, these are affiliate links, so your clicks help keep the Dollar Side Hustle engine running.
Thanks for your support. We'll catch you in the next episode of Dollar Side Hustle. Episode of Dollar Side Hustle.